Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are going live into our third map of the day. It is between 3D Max and Copenhagen Wolves here for a spot at Dreamhack Winter. And they are fully loaded into the map, as you all can see. 3D Max not able to clinch it in the end. And as we can see here at the top, thanks to this cool in-game overlay system, 3D Max won Mirage 16-7. Copenhagen Wolves then came back in the second map to take Nuke 16-12, the map we all just saw. And if you're just joining us now, we're about to head into Dust 2. This is going to be the map to settle who is going to be the first team out of these qualifiers to get into the main event at Dreamhack Winter next week in Jönköping. They are playing it out live here in Stockholm. So guys, hold on to your pants because this is going to be good. It's Scandinavian versus Scandinavian and it's all or nothing. This is it to sell it all. Who is going to take it? And it is actually fairly tough because Copenhagen Wolves, they are not to be taken lightly on this map either. They have got it figured out. 3D Max as well. I mean, this could go either way. So it's a perfect map to end things on here. Dust 2 is going to be a real pleasure to watch. And I hope you guys are all having a great time here because it is a lovely Saturday afternoon. It is a beautiful day here in Stockholm. We had like half an hour of sunlight earlier. Just amazing as far as winter is concerned, right? Because we're getting into it, and the sun is now setting. It is 3 o'clock. The sun is about to be gone. In the long, deep night, we go into it head first. But we don't care about that because we're in here watching some CS, right? It's all good times. The team should be readying up momentarily here. We should be able to get things underway fairly soon. And guys, I hope you guys are ready. But welcome. This is also Room on Fire. Big thanks as well to that for Dreamhack and Valve allowing us to handle the broadcast here. It's a real pleasure. Unfortunately, depends on how you look at it. It's a bit of a test for me. But this is just a solo cast because we aren't able to pipe the voice through to GoTV by basically it has to go through this PC if it's going to go out to the GoTV. So unfortunately that means I can't have a co-commentator because then the people watching in GoTV would only hear me talking. They wouldn't hear, you know, my esteemed guest. The stream would hear, all of you guys tuning in at the stream would hear, but everybody in GoTV wouldn't. So that would be a little bit awkward. So unfortunately for now at least this is going to be a solo cast unless something else happens. But it's all good in the hood. It basically means that my tongue is going to go numb because I'm going to do all the talking. And I have to pace myself because this is only our first best of 3 of the day. We've got another 2 coming up after this one here because of course flip side, the Swedes are waiting in the wings to play against the Norwegian team London Conspiracy that flew in this morning. So this is going to be a full day of CS that we've got ahead of us here for the highest stakes as well. But we should be good to go here. Actually, I'm going to check with the admins to make sure that to just see what's holding us up. It shouldn't be too long a wait. Let's see. Third map is up, ready to go. And we'll be starting in 3 minutes time. Righto. Righto. Let's make sure that we have everything sorted. Okay. Go TV sound good. If yes, if yes, hit, you know, yes. Answer yes. Please say yes. We want everything to be working good. The podcast is going to happen soon, guys. The podcast is going to happen soon. Don't worry. I'll give you guys a, it's not even a teaser because I'm just flat out telling you that a podcast is coming. And we certainly have had a lot to talk about in the past few days even. It's like the past what, 48 hours. It's been absolute chaos, which is why we are having these qualifiers as well. So that's where we're at, right? That's where we stand. You know, we had to have this last minute qualifier due to Titan and Epsilon being disqualified from the event due to the antics of Cali and SF. So now we have a last-ditch, basically 4-man team qualifier that's happening here to settle who's going to take those spots in the main event that's going to be happening next week in the home of Dreamhack in Jönköping at Dreamhack Winter, the biggest land on Earth. It's going to be pretty sick. It's going to be a good time to look forward to, guys. So if you guys are going to be at Dreamhack, good on you. It's going to be sick. For CS at least, because in the past we've always had like smaller viewing areas, you know. Hearthstone remembers we steal all their chairs from last time around at summer. But Winter this time around we're going to have a huge stage for CS. It's going to look sick. You guys are going to have plenty of seats. There's going to be plenty of space for everybody to watch. It's going to be just an awesome time. So get ready for it, guys. It is going to be one hell of an adventure. Cannot wait. And what a tournament as well to end, I mean, the major, basically. We come full circle. We had the first CSGO major at Dreamhack Winter last year, and you guys can all remember just Fnatic taking that away from NiP in the finals. Schneider certainly does. But now, this year, Fnatic once again looking to be the indomitable team, the Beasts, just with such a sick streak of LAN wins over the past couple of months. Now, going into Dreamhack Winter, they really do look like they have come full circle. Like, they are, once again, the team to make it. It was a huge upset last year when they took the first major. Now, this year, certainly it would not be an upset if they were to win the whole thing and pick up their second major title. But these two teams here that we're looking at right now, 3D Max and Copenhagen Wolves, well, they're battling for a chance. They're battling for a chance to go and face one of those teams, for a chance to take a crack at Fnatic. That's what's on the line here. And 250 grand as well, prize money. There's also the sticker money to consider, which is what these teams are also battling for, to get their stickers in the game. And get a cut of that madness. I mean, it is all over the place, and it is cutthroat. The skill between the top 8 has never been closer. It really is going to be just the sickest tournament next week. The real battle. And I'm glad you guys are all going to be there to join in and watch some 6CS with us. But we should be starting any second now, guys. There we go. The vote is going live. We should be ticking over to the live match any moment now. And we'll be getting into Dust 2, the map of maps. As you all know, this is the Rumble Zone. And this is, in particular, going to be a lot of fun. Just because this part of the map, that's the off territory. Cadian. And that's one thing to note as well, is that on Copenhagen Wolves in particular, Glaive we've seen actually use the AWP before, and actually pick it up here. Pimp can op if he needs to as well, but I'm thinking it's going to be Cadian who's going to be the primary opper for Copenhagen Wolves. So he'll be battling it out against Xart, who is currently using the name John Wick over on 3D Max, but that is Xart, and he is the op master extraordinaire for the Finnish lineup, so we expect to see some big things out of him certainly here. But the map will be starting in just 15 seconds, guys. We will be live with our third map of the day. CS all day, through and through, here on Room on Fire TV. Spread the word. This is the map to settle who will be the first team to join them, all of them, next week. And we're about to go live right now with the pistol of the first half. 3D Max starting on the CT side, Copenhagen Wolves on the T side, and let's get it on. This is going to be good. 3D Max now, what do they decide to go with here? Nades up on Disturbed, Kit on Xart, okay. And quite a bit of gear, actually. Fair. Whereas on Copenhagen Wolves' side, it is 3 Kevlars and a couple of nades picked up for them as well. So this is actually going to be fairly fun. This is going to be actually fairly interesting. And it's looking like it's going to be a B split. But right now, 3D Max actually have a pretty damn good setup for this. They've got 3 guys alive on the B side already, and Disturbed lands the first headshot. They're going to go rushing into Upper Dark. There's the push. Cadian trying the best he can, and he's actually going to manage to take a kill. They do turn that around, but it's a man advantage now situation here for 3D Max, and this is a pretty sick position for themselves to find themselves in here. It's all about Kierby now, who's going to be holding here this cross for CT. Great headshot onto Reflex. There gets the second one as well, and it's falling apart now for the Finns. They need to do massive work, and Xart's going to deliver. Gets the first headshot. Into a 2-on-2 we go. He's trying to do the best that he can to find the shot on Glaive, but he's not going to get it, and Glaive just toying with them right now. Xart's got the kit, but he gets dropped. Disturbed tries to take the fight, but he cannot manage it. Nothing happens in the end, and it's just Copenhagen Wolves off the back of Kierby, off the back of this man here, playing that position, such a crucial position, holding in the corner right here. Because 3D Max already, Cadian getting caught behind the pillars up here and managing to get 1 kill, that's very good. But this is now going to be, I mean, this is where it all gets kind of sour here. We're going to pop out of the game real quick, guys, and just change real quick. Alright, we're going to come over here. We're going to come to the splash. We're just going to do this real quick. Because apparently the sound has cut out and go. So we need to do this. You're not missing anything. You're not missing anything, I promise. Okay, there we go. That should sort it. And we'll come back into the game. Hopefully. Unless the game decides to die on us. No, it has not. Okay, we are back into it now. And we should have the game going out to the GoTV. Unfortunately, that time around, it was entirely my fault. My foot got caught on the mic cable and yanked it out. So, sorry about that. I'm just looking to keep you all on your toes. It's one adventure after another today. But we should be sorted now. Everything should be good. You guys should be hearing me on the stream. Everything should be fine and dandy. And Copenhagen Wolves, they've got the guns, they've got the rifles, they've got the fun toys, and they are looking like they want to go up cat towards this A site. Nice little stack here for 3D Max. However, they've got two guys waiting on the A slope with one in Goose. But the smoke goes down for a potential cat play here, and this is all down to Xart now, and he's going to chase them off, and there you go. Reflex comes in as well. They're not going to get the kill, though. They run out of bullets, and just like that, they go for the peekaboo maneuver, and it's not going to happen. Natsu can't even land the headshot. They don't get a single kill out of that. Not a single kill for 3D Max when they did have a really solid setup with two guys on slope. Like this was the anti-cat play basically coming from 3D Max because this smoke goes off to block off basically. The smoke right here goes off to block off anybody who's holding on this side so that the new bomb plant position can get taken advantage of for Copenhagen Wolves. They can walk in, plant that bomb, and everything looks fine and dandy for them. 3D Max, their whole plan was to stop that from happening, and yet they just barely missed out on the timing. They barely failed to connect with the shots. Well, that's just that's sometimes how it goes. 3D Max that time around. They're gonna have to shake that off. It was a close call. Didn't quite pan out, but they aren't done yet. It's still early on. It's still early days. Copenhagen Wolves then on their side are actually looking for a B split push here, but it's going to be a quick push in from Xart. Glaive and Pimp just going to get the frags. They're going to manage to basically annihilate the defense here, taking a lot of damage in the process, but still. Cadian the only one down. If Tensky or Glaive get picked up here, this could be a big win. Glaive playing with fire. Tensky very close as well. Tensky actually carrying the bomb right now. I would have actually liked to have seen him get ferried past. It's going to be Pimp finding the angle and catching Corona out on the B slope, but that was still a little bit close there. Copenhagen Wolves way too low for comfort. Not ideal. Alright, just checking in real quick just to see to make sure that everything is going well, because you guys may be aware now that this is also a bit of a test for some of the viewer functions that are going to be happening throughout the week next week. So in-game, the in-game GoTV sound a la Dota 2. We're going to have some fun things. Disturbed is having fun already. Manages to pick up a pretty nice frag there to start things off. Takes out Glaive. And now there's the man advantage for 3D Max. And now we get to see exactly how 3D Max decide to play their CT side, because they have been, I mean, it's kind of become the general consensus where CT side is now the favored side on Dust 2. And it's up to the T side to crack the defense. That's very fun when you think about it, seeing as how this has always been like pretty much the T side map. Pretty much for the longest time, the only T-sided map in the pool where you could still consistently get rounds on T-side. And it seems to slowly be shifting its way over towards the CT side. 3D Max themselves, however, they expected to find some action mid. They cleared out upper, cleared out lower. They've cleared out everywhere, only to find that they made their way up long, and Cadian is already there lying in wait to pick up a frag on a man holding in CT. He's going to make sure that Natsu's going to have a bit of a sad day when he comes around this corner. Cadian picks it up, evens it up, brings it back to a 3-on. All of a sudden, Copenhagen Wolves, they've made this a very solid situation for themselves. Cadian, however, could get caught off guard here by Reflex if he manages to hit this timing. This could be a bit of an opportunity here. Reflex needs to get the shot, and he will, but he's running out of time. He has to walk all the way up long. There just isn't any time for him right now. And at this point, it's almost, yeah, save the AWP. Get out of there in one piece. Hold on to the sniper rifle, because you're not going to get the round. Sick play by Katie in that round. That's what pretty much boils down. He gets the first kill in CT spawn, and then he waits for them to push around to long, gets the kill here as well. And that brings it back to that 3-on-3 where his teammates are going to be perfectly comfortable holding on that site. So that was just excellent from Copenhagen Wolves and from Cadian in particular, especially off of 3D Max. 3D Max were looking to just get the crunch going here. They're just pushing in from everywhere, just trying to get control of mid and hopefully catch somebody out from Copenhagen Wolves. But that time around, it really shaped up. I mean, it shaped up to be 3D Max just getting slapped down in their attempt at a retake. Natu just goes walking right up to Cadian again, so he decides, you know, 2 rounds in a row, I'll go ahead and get picked off, no problem there. And we still wait to see exactly where 3D Max are going to put up their stand. It's going to have to be in the 6th round, basically, their 2nd rifle round, to get something done, because Cadian right now is just having a field day. That's the 2nd frag there for Cadian, holding from long. Reflex is going to try and rotate out fairly quickly here. He's going to take a bit of a peek, has to back off, though. Bit too hot to handle. And now, let's see. Oh, Kierby, that's nasty. It's not Kierby, it's more of a Kierby. Kierby? If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's more of a Kierby sort of sound, but it's easy to say. Reflex is playing like a silver. I don't know about that. Alright, let's see. 3D Max really believing in the 2-1-2 setup right now. They may try and go for the boost again. But Copenhagen Wolves, as we can see, it's really been mid-focus. Get control, and then move from there. If they wrap back around to long, sure, Disturbed, that's a perfect pop flash. They go running past him, though. They don't actually check the corner, and Disturbed gets 2 kills off of that. That's a big mistake there by Copenhagen Wolves. They had a free frag. Cadian's going to run right out into Natu. Okay, we can pinpoint where that went wrong for Copenhagen Wolves. Right there, that flash through, thrown from right about here. It goes right through the doors and pops right here. So if you're holding, if you're a CT side holding right around the corner, that flash goes off in your face. There's no turning away from that in time or anything. Unless you're already looking into the wall, you're going to get flashed. Disturbed, that was perfect. We saw it right there. Just totally blind, but they don't actually look right when they go running through the doors, Copenhagen Wolves. They focus on B slope. And that cost them. He gets 2 frags off of that. Oh, that's pain. That's pain right there. And now entry frag goes 3D Max's way. Now, this is now a 3D Max situation here. They've got the entry frag going into this round. It's going to be the push, the peak up here. XR going to miss the shot on Cat, so he's not going to be too pleased with himself about that, but he just needs to play it safe at this point. They just need to maintain the man advantage, 3D Max. They cannot allow Cadian to have another big round and just bring it back even. So I'm glad that XR, okay, misses the shot, backs off, decides to play it safe and just change up his position, make it a little bit tougher to read. Because now they just need to make Copenhagen Wolves sweat. This is going to be 45 seconds left on the clock now. Copenhagen Wolves looks like they're going to set up for this A play. Pimp goes jumping through the air. XR misses the shot and eats a flash, so it's going to be hard for him to actually find that follow-up. Gets it point blank in the end off of A slope. And now, BAP. Solid work here. Tensky, in the meantime, is on a mission. 1v5 now. 1v4 finds that frag, but the molly goes down onto Cat. That's going to block him off. He can't actually get up to that bomb that's dropped in the middle of nowhere. Natu missing the wood. And it's not even Natu to get the frag, it's Caron who wraps around in from long. So nicely done there. And is the casting not working on GoTV once again? That's a good question, actually. Bap. Bop. Maybe you go for bop. Maybe you go for bap. Both work. Let's see. As far as the stream is concerned, it looks like the stream, at least, is getting covered pretty nicely. But XR is going to gift 3D Max an entry frag yet again. Slowly but surely, they're getting more momentum in this half, and this is where it starts to get really scary. If they can wrest that momentum away from Copenhagen Wolves, 3D Max are going to be in a fantastic position. Money-wise, not quite there with the bank yet, but if they can win this round, Copenhagen Wolves are going to be the ones who are struggling somewhat. Although there's still enough money on Pimp to get a buy after this. Cadian as well could try and force, but the other ones might be a little bit hard-pressed, so it's a bit of an awkward position. Nice shot there by Kirby, though. Finds the entry on Reflex over at long, but Caron is waiting here with the AWP. could find the angle. He's going to save his mate, take out Pimp on Cat, goes for the flick, not going to get it, but that sets it up for Exart. And it's that 1-2 combination punch. Tensky will walk in and take out Exart, but there's two guys holding on CT slope right now, and he is alone, 1v3. Bomb dropped at the top of mid. Not sure if Copenhagen Wolves, well, if 3D Max know that, but they've got him boxed in at this point, so there isn't really a lot of hope for Tensky. Wherever he goes with this, life is going to be a little bit difficult. What? Oh, okay. Natu's there to save it. I was about to say, if he lands another shot on the man jumping there, on Disturbed, who was jumping close to a wall, Kirby, still, that shot onto Caron was pretty sick. Nicely done there, Kirby. God damn. Kirby he can be a monster. He really can be a monster. Sick young talent. Playing with Copenhagen Wolves as well. And Kirby actually won, if I'm not mistaken, he won Aces ROG as well, along with Rabbit and the rest. Ooh, it's going to be a quick push out long this time, though. Eco round here from Copenhagen Wolves, though. Just investing in the P250s, the CZs. They're going to be wrapping their way up Cat, but it's going to be Exart to hold his ground. Taking the fight at range with the CZ. Less accurate, though, so not the best scenario, but Disturbed will be there to get the jump shot, and that'll be a pretty clean round, actually, for 3D Max. 4 on the board now for them, keeping everybody alive. And that's basically what 3D Max were waiting for. That's basically what 3D Max were waiting for. Get them to eco, and then hold it so that they are able to keep everybody alive and start really getting this money together, this bank. Because that's what's all important right now. On your CT side, you're looking to hold on to the money. You're looking to be able to have that cushion to play off of to make sure that you can buy again in the next round if you were to lose one. Right now, there's a bit of an awkward scenario here because it looks like they heard Copenhagen Wolves should have heard them pushing up Cat. And you can see they're just locked in, ready, holding this angle. Reflex is now just dancing on the edge, decides to back off. Smart move from him, decides not to press it because they are still in a 4-on-4. Disturbed did manage to find a frag elsewhere on the map, so they do bring it back to a 4-on-4. Reflex, though, that's a wise move for him to not try and press. He didn't need to try and push anything there. He could, as long as he stays alive at that point, it's all right. Only problem here is that 3D Max, once again, just way off with their read. This is a long push, guys. It is not a B-side take. And now, this is very interesting. Pimp is, he is ideally in the best position, and that's why. Gets the shot on Disturbed. Nade rains in. Damage is done, though. Natu's going to be able to run and gun him down, but it's a 3-on-3 retake now. Smoke goes down onto Cat. Sick nade onto Natu. Drops him down to 15. Reflex from CT Slope is looking to get something done. He has to rush up here quickly. He's lost all of his teammates in the meantime, and Kierby will find him from the slope. Very nicely done there by Copenhagen Wolves in the end, managing to hold on to that. But also, very odd, this has to come also off of Reflex essentially not getting the info. You know, not being willing to take that fight and peek to see how many people were holding it long. Because I suppose what happened is his mate who pushed in first, he only spots the one guy who shoots him in the face, and I believe that was Pimp. So he only sees the one guy here. So that's not a whole lot of information to go off of, because a lot of standard holds actually rotate off of like one guy holding here, one guy holding here, 3 guys in mid. So you can assume, okay, they're either here or here. And 3D Max obviously thought that, well, they were on this side of the map, Copenhagen Wolves, and that it was going to be a B take, which is why they rotated through mid, rotated 2 guys onto that B site. Unfortunately for them, Copenhagen Wolves went for a long take, and sometimes that's just how it breaks down. But at least in this round here, 3D Max seemed to be bouncing back somewhat. Starting off with this, starting off with the frag. They spent a lot of money this round as well, 3D Max. A lot of that bank that they worked so hard to get over the rounds starting to evaporate. And retake scenarios can work as well for 3D Max. I mean, if it's a B site retake, you're going to be a very sad panda. But if it's an A site retake, you can actually make that work effectively. They're just not having the best time of it, 3D Max. And now Copenhagen Wolves decide to change it up. They're going to go for the B site. Straight for the B site this time. And Natu's holding. Gets caught out in the open, though. It is still going to be Disturbed to walk in and get 2 frags. That's very fine work there. And a man advantage now for 3D Max. But they have to move in here so quickly. They cannot waste any time. B site is much harder to retake than A site as CT. Because of these 2 choke points. The doors, the window, you have to walk through these funnels. It's not going to help you. But they do manage to actually turn this into a pretty favorable position now. Reflex should be able to find the frag here on Kierby, who's crouching at the back of the site. He's going to have to land the perfect shot. Takes his time, but Kierby knows that he's right around this angle. Reflex gets spotted out. Does he find the shot, though? Looking for it. Connects, finally. And he has the kid as well. Whew. But that was very close for 3D Max. Can they find the AWP? It's down there. Oh, you didn't see it, Reflex. No, he doesn't make it. But he has enough, and Natu has enough to drop it. And Natu will do the drop. Okay. I'm a bit surprised. Well, basically it was forced on them. I'm surprised at the follow-up. Kierby decides to push out here, actually. And that's interesting by Copenhagen Wolves, because they know if they can get a frag early and turn it into a 2-on-2, it's a much more favorable position for them to hold. Alright, Reflex is about to have a very sad time. Tensky gets the headshot as well. They peek the corner. He's still here. He gets 2. Doesn't get the 3rd shot, though. Tensky will take him out. But that is still a lot of money going into the bank. And Natu, unfortunately, is not able to follow up with the frag of his own. So Copenhagen Wolves, they managed to get an M4A1 to work with. They managed to have an M4A1 to work with, but where do they decide to go from here? They could still shape up for the B play if they wanted to. Glaive is currently holding outside along to make sure that Caron can't push through here. And I mean, Copenhagen Wolves, the only reason they pace themselves like this is because they have still got so much time. All that action happened early in the round, so they can still slow things down, take their time, and see if 3D Max are going to try and push anywhere to get information, see if they can't catch somebody out of position for 3D Max. No reason to rush things. And somehow, XR, that shot does not connect. Very interesting. Glaive is going to walk around this corner. Not going to get any damage done. Caron, very fine hold there. And now let's see. XR, first one is gone. Cadian, very easy. About as clean as it gets. John Wick. John Wick, very clean hold. And 3D Max, slowly but surely, are grinding down Copenhagen Wolves. They're getting these rounds on the board. 6 rounds now on their CT side. And they could very well pass ahead here. Because let's take a look. 2 rounds now in a row for Copenhagen Wolves. 2 rounds now in a row. That's not enough. Copenhagen Wolves just spent everything they have here for this B rush. It is going to be the B rush. Very quick rotation coming in here, however. It's going to be Natu taken out first, but then solid positioning here. Question is, can XR find another shot? He has to land something. Goes for the bank shot with the nade. That could be money. Not going to do it, though. Disturbed did find a molly kill, and through the box! XR finds the shot. Okay, then. Pimp now going to be able to just give away his position just as the shots go out. But this is definitely 3D Max with the advantage. Pimp tries to take the battle, but he's going to get caught by Caron. And Copenhagen Wolves, okay. Just going through everything that happened there. They knew that that was a huge round for them. They, as you can see, because they had only won 2 rounds, round bonus when they spent all their money, they're not going to get enough for a full buy. Copenhagen Wolves, they try to go for what worked so well on Nuke. Aggression, just straight out B rush. You can throw it in there sometimes, just see if it works. But this time around, 3D Max, they had 3 guys on that B site, and they were able to just whittle them down. Whittle down Copenhagen Wolves, and more importantly, XArt stayed alive for so very long that Copenhagen Wolves eventually just got picked off. Really nicely done there by 3D Max. Basically, Copenhagen Wolves just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. 3D Max just with the sick read. Yeah, now basically, where do you go from here? 3D Max could walk away with 9 rounds on the board. Let's see, they have to get the hold here. XArt will chase him down in the end. It's still going to be the man alive on the site. Reflex looking for the final one here versus Kierby, who's got the deagle and who's been landing shots, but he doesn't get it done this time. And 3D Max now on the brink of picking up 9 rounds on their CT side of Dust 2 here. Copenhagen Wolves, they've got the money after that eco to go for the full buy to get everything. Cadian not going to have enough for the Kevlar, unfortunately for him. But we're going to have just a quick warning, guys. We're going to go for a quick game restart when it is halftime to make sure that the GoTV mic is going to get picked up as well. So just so you know, we're going to pop over to the splash during the halftime, and I'm going to go for a quick reset and see if we can't get the in-game sound working on the GoTV. But before we get into that, Corone flashes himself into Cat, but does not actually find a kill. Spots a player out, but then that's almost a given that somebody's going to be mid at that time. XR is going to be the one to find the angle. That actually drops the bomb, but Cadian returns. Disturbed looking for him to find the timing, and he's going to get it just right. Takes out Pimp, and even makes it out of there in one piece. Very nicely done there. 3D Max coming out ahead in these engagements, in these trades. And they've still got the stack up on Cat as well. So if Copenhagen Wolves try to get fancy, it's going to be the flash through. But there's two guys waiting here. Surprised that Reflex decides to back off, but the anti-flash does the work. And Kierby, totally blind in that scenario, does not see it coming. And this is going to be fairly painful here now. Cadian can't afford to walk through. It's going to be the 1-for-1 trade. But he can't afford to walk through that Molotov that Natu threw down, rather. And they get split neatly in half. Looks like Cadian, though. I mean, 30 seconds is not a whole lot of time for him to work with. And he decides to go walking back over to the B site. This is not shaping up to be advantage Cadian. This is definitely advantage 3D Max, especially because Reflex is so close by. He's going to be able to rotate towards those doors fairly quickly here. As soon as Disturbed spots out Cadian, he should hear the steps. He does, and he doesn't even need any help. Instant headshot from him. And 3D Max will end this half 9-6. And now we're going to quickly go ahead and bring it back over here to the splash screen. And we're going to hop back into the game, guys. So we'll be back in just a moment with the game itself. But just a little bit of a bug. This is, after all, a bit of a test stream as well, just to make sure that everything is working well for Dreamhack Winter next week as far as the commentary stuff. As far as the viewing stuff, right? So we're just going to pop back into the game here and make sure that everything is working correctly. Gotta check the mic. Mic is plugged in. That's always a good start as well. Let's see. Let's hop back in. And hopefully that has fixed the issue here. Otherwise, we may have to go for something else. Let's see. Pardon me. Let's see. Okay. We're going to put this in now. Okay. And hopefully that did the trick. Hopefully that did everything that needed doing. Right now, though, what is happening? I load back into a paused game. All good on GoTV now, though. Okay. Well, we logged back in, so hopefully the game will just reload, basically. But right now I'm getting 0-0 on the in-game. So hopefully that'll sort it. It's halftime. It should reload. There we go. Okay, guys. Now we should be in business. Everybody should be hearing me in GoTV. Everybody should still be hearing me on the stream. Awesome. Great. Good times. Let's go. 3D Max now up 3 rounds here at the beginning of this half, going into the T side pistol, and they're taking the fight at mid already. Copenhagen Wolves trying to basically take advantage of the fact that their pistols, the P2K and the USP, will give them one-shot headshots. If they land that headshot, bam, doesn't matter how far they are, you dead. 3D Max, a bit more work for them with the Glock. It is, well, that's not a recent nerf, but it has been nerfed down as far as the damage is concerned over range. It does drop off. It's a bit harder for them to get the job done like that, but curious to see. Not to. They do actually have some nades picked up on 3D Max. Molotov, smoke. This could be interesting. 2 flashes. Reflex going to use one to clear out short, and they're going to just run in behind that. Standard play coming out so far from 3D Max, making the noise. And this is definitely looking like it's going to be an A-split play here for 3D Max. The Finns gathering up. The bomb over at long. 4 members about to go long. This is going to be the big wraparound. It's actually Xart who's going to be setting up. Basically, he's going to throw that Molotov as soon as his teammates decide to push out from Longhouse. He's going to throw that Molotov to clear out the site. This is all down to Kierby now. He needs to land the perfect headshots, and he's going to get caught. They're going to rush him down. Nothing he can do there. It's going to be Glaive to come back and pick up 1 frag. But now, does he actually find the angle? There you go. Molotov in. Time for the barbecue. Reflex finds Cadian, and this is all down to Tensky and Pimp. And Pimp gets taken out. 3D Max. That worked perfectly. That worked very, very well. And 3D Max with some very clean pistol rounds. Copenhagen Wolves as well. With the merry-go-round on Nuke, we won't forget. Tensky's sick headshot there. He's actually got a kit. He's quickly running out of time though, and this bomb is planted for long. So it's not impossible here for Tensky. This is an unwinnable situation. XR's gonna find that headshot, but then even then you had Reflex who managed to swap out for a P2K. You had Caron, they were both at long. Bomb planted for long basically means that Tensky needs to land the 2 sickest headshots in the history of CS pretty much to win that round. So 3D Max with just a great call. Getting mid control, making noise on Cat. So that Copenhagen Wolves, they start to worry a little bit about here. They start to use some of their resources here as well. Smokes, flashes, the nades. And then they just get the perfect flash to take Kirby out over here. And then it's just the straight train all the way up long onto the site. Just really clean. Very nicely done. Tensky is going to be alive on this B site. However, he's going to take 1 kill before getting overrun. A quick rotation coming in here from Copenhagen Wolves. They've got the double scout play as well. That bread and butter now, it seems. Oh, peekaboo. Kirby even spotted out. This is actually a very dangerous position here because of Pimp. But John turns back in time, and then you have Disturbed here to help as well. Kirby going to sit down and get a kill with that CZ. But this is still 3D Max. This is still their round, essentially. There isn't a whole lot that they can hope to do. John Wick actually with making the smart call, the right call. Is going to be able to back out of here and hold on to the AK, but this is so far turning into an extremely expensive round. And they're going to come rushing right through. Double kill there with the last bullet as well. XR, you dirty. You so dirty. With the last bullet, gets the kill and stays alive. Holds on to Disturbed's AK. That was a very expensive round for Copenhagen Wolves as far as the second round buy. That did massive damage to 3D Max. So you can see now 3D Max going up to AKs once again, but they don't have many nades to work with in this position. Surprised to see that it's Glaive actually taking these fights mid. XR, no fear, but yeah, once you get tagged, you have to be incredibly fast. You have to hit that headshot pretty much. 2 shots from the scout to somebody wearing Kevlar and you're done. Oh, we've got the mission here. Just as I was about to swap to him, KD didn't get spotted out. He had pushed into Upper Dark. Now it's going to be Natu holding this position. Tensky, not sure if he got spotted out there. But this could wind up being a B split, but it looks like it might in the end go towards A. That bomb, yep, Corona's going to head back up onto Cat, so they're going to try and walk through here. And Glaive with a bit of the off angle, actually, interestingly enough. This is a bit of a position, basically, if you want to try and catch somebody off guard. Now dropping down into CT, that changes it up because he was worried about that B split. So he's going to be out of position now to deal with the Cat push that he was originally in position to deal with. And 3D Max, are they really going to go for the B split now? It looks like it. And this is just throwing... Like, Copenhagen Wolves don't know what to think anymore. They're getting caught out at every turn. The positioning is very difficult for them, but it looks like 3D Max, they should have ample time. They're walking their way over here, slowly but surely. And Pimp has basically put all of this on a timer. Now they should know, because he's going to get up behind on Cat, see that nobody is here, and that's it. They know now, especially because Tensky's under fire. They push in. And they aren't quite able to close in fast enough. Pimp, however, could potentially get here fast enough, but he isn't quite there. And now Glaive is going to be the only man here with the scout.
Bomb has been planted.
Oh, peekaboo moment there. Takes out Disturbed, or at least drops him down to 11. But there we have it. Alright, now we have to see, can Copenhagen Wolves now with their first rifle rounds turn it around for themselves here? No AWP picked up for them. They, despite having the money on Glaive, actually. Glaive had 4,900. Hell, he had more. We're surprised that Glaive didn't go for a glass cannon AWP there. Because we saw him scouting at mid doors in the last round. In the second round as well, so why wouldn't he go for that AWP? Interesting. But those are some of the options that Copenhagen Wolves have as well. They have 3 competent operas on this team. Kirby now with a very uncommon position, actually. Really nicely done, though. That aggression. That's actually kind of the plays that Copenhagen Wolves have to go for. They have to take risks because they are a bit behind at this point. 6 rounds on the board for them. 3D Max with the money. I mean, they do have to... And Dust 2 lends itself to that sort of style on CT side. You can go for risky pushes. And sometimes you see it work amazingly well. And these guys, they just go out of control on their CT side because everything they do works. And sometimes it fails miserably. And you just think, okay, they're pushing everywhere. and nothing is happening for them. It's a very sad time. But we're going to watch Pimp now because Pimp is pretty much in the primo spot. Double kill, not going to get the triple, runs out of bullets. 2-on-2 scenario now, and they get onto the site. 3D Max now have the advantage. Despite there being 3 Copenhagen Wolves members here on the B site to begin with, 3D Max somehow still turned this their way. That's actually huge. But Kjerby's going to find Exart, so now it is down to Disturbed, and Disturbed is gone. Kjerby, perfect flank. And Copenhagen Wolves, in their first rifle, managed to turn it around for themselves here. This is it the return? Is it the turnaround? Do I say it? Is it the comeback? Oh, is Tech Kitty here? What's up, Tech Kitty? The big man of the house. Shout outs to Tech Kitty for having a good sense of humor. Alright, and now, alright, let's see exactly how things break down now. 3D Max, now they've been tested. Now they know, okay, Copenhagen Wolves, once they get the guns, they become a bit of a problem. They become a bit of a problem. And we're going to have to figure out exactly how we want to go about this, because that was definitely a touch of luck. That was definitely a touch of luck going into that B take, because Copenhagen Wolves had 3 guys on that side already holding solid. So when 3D Max, they go charging in there, they need to land the shots. Oh, what? Kjerby. Get out of here, son. Unreal headshot there. That peak perfection, the timing, everything just lining up perfectly. And Kjerby gives the entry frag. Exart, no time to react. That was just a thing of beauty. I need to get a beverage after this. My throat is starting to twinge. Solo casting, man. It's like running. You got to do it every day, or you're not going to manage it. Oh, Kjerby! The double spray, nearly a triple, but that is it. That is all Copenhagen Wolves need. And now it's just Caron alive. He faces both B defense members there, just rotating in. And that is it. But Kjerby, man of that round, absolutely. Perfect positioning, gets the job done, keeps his cool, and lands the spray when he needs to. This is why this guy is definitely hot talent. Like, you got to keep an eye on him. Because he has the potential to be a monster. Is it time to go on vacation? Alright. And now this could potentially be the turning point, though. This could be when 3D Max start to scratch their heads and wonder, what do we have to do? I mean, they've had 2 buy rounds to deal with, though, so they shouldn't be out of it yet. But this is still very difficult, because this is now first eco round. They get 1 kill off of that. They take out Pimp. That's it. Not quite good enough, really. Not quite good enough, especially when Cadian's got 8,000 in the bank. Everybody on Copenhagen Wolves has got money pretty much, apart from Pimp. But Pimp had enough to full buy, so at the end of the day, Pimp is like, alright, I'm fine with this. That's cool, man. That's cool. 3D Max, however, they're going to be the ones kind of trying to feel this out. Now is the problem, because Exart doesn't have his AWP, and he is definitely one of those AWP specialist players. He wants to focus on having that sniper rifle. Nade goes into Longhouse. It's going to be a quick push out the long, but Kjerby's in position already, and we're going to go to him because he's actually got Caron pinned down behind blue. Here's the nade. Kaboom. Caron down to 40 HP. Gets caught out in the open as well. Oh, it's the barbecue. Kjerby has no mercy. They actually have him pinned down here, but eventually he's going to win that fight. Gets caught out, and now he knows that he is not alone. But he still manages to survive, and that is a double entry going Copenhagen Wolves' way. And this is when it gets really difficult for 3D Max to make anything happen. Copenhagen Wolves are going to be able to lock down these sites. They can rotate back into a 2-on-2. Glaive is currently thinking just that. Are they trying to sneak their way out through mid? Guess what? They are. He sees the shadow. He knows the second man is there. Lands the headshot. Does the damage. Not to. Down in 9 HP. But there are 2 guys alive on this B site right now. Cadian is in prime position. If they try and work their way through the window, they're going to be in for a very sad day. And Cadian is also very sad because he wanted that frag. Come on, guys. Sharing is caring, right? You gotta care about Cadian. Give him some kills. He's got all this money. And it's another round of eco coming out from 3D Max, and slowly but surely you know that 3D Max are starting to lose their grip on the situation here. Money is still solid on Copenhagen Wolves. They don't have the full buffer, but they do at least have a couple of rounds. Whereas 3D Max now, they're spinning into that spiral. They're going into that spiral of, you know, it's going to be just buy eco, buy eco, buy eco, buy eco if they keep winning, and Copenhagen Wolves will just grind them into dust. 3D Max need a big round, and this could be one of those rounds where they need to, I mean, this could make it happen here for them. Because it's going to be the straight up rush, and Tensky is just all glory goes to Tensky and Cadian as well. Cadian, don't worry, buddy. They were thinking about you too. Tensky's going to take that nice shot at the end, but Cadian, triple kill, the mow down from the window position. Solid play to be in. Solid place to be in. And Copenhagen Wolves. This is now turning into the Copenhagen Wolves show. 5 rounds in a row on their CT side of Dust 2. And this is also that, you know, that it goes around where it's, you start thinking, okay, Dust 2, it's starting to turn into a CT sided map, but also a momentum map. It's been a momentum map for quite some time. But the CT side, if you get a strong start on CT side, life gets very difficult for the T side very quickly. And you can start to really see CT side just chaining rounds together. And having these 6 streaks, 5 rounds in a row isn't even that huge. Like, we could see them go up to 7 or 8. If they start to get into that kind of territory, if they start to take the lead versus 3D Max here in the rounds, not really sure what 3D Max can do to get out of that. So that's so much of a mental game as well. 3D Max, it comes down to you just knowing you're going to land the shots, you're going to get the kills, and you're going to manage to find the opening for your team. But to do that, you have to deal with this guy, who's just been trouncing your team all day long. He's not going to see any action now, though. It looks like it's going to be a cat push eventually here. Sick anti-flash, actually. Both of them blind. But now, let's see. 3D Max, it's going to be a cat push for them. Straight up onto this side. Glaive holding on a slope. Pimp holding. But that smoke, that is a very nice smoke as well. To go down around 40 seconds, that's not going to leave 3D Max a whole lot of time once this push begins. It's going to tick well past the 30-second mark once it starts to clear. And 3D Max, every second is so valuable. They need to go. They need to go. 26 seconds. Now they can see. Can they, though? Glaive is still alive on this site. And they still have Pimp to guarantee. Glaive with the mad spray. Not going to get anything. But this is it now. 3D Max, they're just trying to light it up. Pimp is actually in position, but that flash stops him from denying the plant. He's not going to do it. 3D Max, they're making it work. Kirby now alive at long, just trying to take this fight. It's going to be a nice nade coming in from Tensky on CT slope to get the job done, but there is still Corona alive in Gandalf. Not the best place. He's going to get trimmed. He is out. Natu now is the one taking the fight, but it's going to be Cadian finding a 6 shot. This cat plant, though, is really going to work wonders, but XR can't find the kill. It's down to Reflex. He stops the defuse. Is there enough time? There is a kit, and he will get the defuse. Cadian does it, and Copenhagen will somehow, some way, in the longest battle there, actually managed to get the retake on A, and that has got to be incredibly frustrating for 3D Max when everything went right for them with that take as well. Glaive, 0 hits with the spray when he was spraying onto Cat, just hoping to get lucky. That flash timing, perfect. Pimp doesn't stop the bomb plant from actually going down when he was already in position to stop it. And then when Pimp actually starts seeing again, he doesn't get anything. Somehow, though, Copenhagen Wolves, I mean, Kjerby, Tensky, and Cadian, they somehow make it happen. They land the shots, and 3D Max, they crumble. They can't do it. What do we do now? Where do they go now? If they can't win a 3v5 situation, They're in for a very rough ride. And now Copenhagen Wolves, even on rounds, money out of control. 15,000 on Cadian, who is currently getting chased away. One interesting thing to note here, this being Dust 2, you expect to see ops. You expect to see, hell, you could even go for double AWPs. But Copenhagen Wolves, they just don't seem interested in picking up an AWP on their side. Rifles across the board. That's very interesting. You could even see a Scar 20 if you wanted on this map. And it doesn't seem like Copenhagen Wolves are interested in going for scopes. Well, let's see now. Looks like once again it's going to be the cat push coming in here. 3D Max Glaive. It's all about Glaive here. Glaive, he's going to be in a pretty solid spot. Decides to back off to the side. Hits a headshot through the smoke. Corona is gone. And now, this could give it away. What do 3D Max do? Do they decide to push through? Yes, they do. Pimp is holding on CT slope, though. Gets the headshot. And now we go back up to Glaive on A slope. He's got Kierby here to back him as well, who's looking towards long. Kierby's going to find that frag. There's only 8 seconds left, though. They don't have time. Exart spinning his mouse, trying to get it, and he just barely gets that plant down. That is Exart's, the mouse spin of frustration right there. Knowing that his teammates are dropping like flies all around him, his whole existence is focalized on getting that plant, getting that bonus money so that they can get a buy in this round. But that is sheer frustration for 3D Max to get picked apart so thoroughly by Copenhagen Wolves. That when you're just, when you're just trying to push and you don't have any time left either. 3D Max, they're trying to start these plays. They're trying to start these plays and they just never have the time. 20 seconds to make the YOLO rush basically up onto the site. And Copenhagen Wolves, every time they're in the position, just crossfires set up very nicely. Glaive, though, gotta admit, Glaive did get a very lucky shot there on Corona to begin with. The headshot to take it out and give them the entry, but still, 3D Max, this is a struggle. And let me remind you all, if you're just tuning in, this is the last map of this best of 3. This map right here settles who will be going on to Dreamhack Winter next week. And who will have made this trip for nothing because they're playing on LAN right now in Stockholm. So it's all about what's happening right here on this map now. And here we go. 3D Max this time around actually getting the double entry. Now we have to see Cadian putting shots through. Not going to have anything luck there. Kierby trying for the long distance spray. They're all so very low on 3D Max's side. It's going to be Cadian. Walks in, nearly gets 2. They're still alive, though. Smoke down along. They don't realize that everybody's up on this site, but they're going to go for the boost. Are they really? Are they really? Tensky, you're not going to get away with that in one piece. And 3D Max will finally manage to get around on the board here to stop this wall of blue. To stop this wall of blue. 7 rounds in a row for Copenhagen Wolves, and finally 3D Max pick up a round, but damn do they have to fight hard to get it. The Vikings are putting up way too hard a fight. This is a real battle we've got on our hands. On the map to settle it all. This is fantastic. This is what we want to see. And there we go. Quick play up cat this time around. 3D Max, they realize they're going to change the pace. They're going to try and catch them out of position, and they're doing just that. Copenhagen Wolves, now it's all down to Pip, holding on A slope. Not for long. Disturbed walks up and takes him out, and now they've got control of the situation. 3D Max now, life gets very difficult. Reflex, only going to get the first one before Glaive will find him. But 3D Max now, total control of the situation. Everything looking very good. And at this point, Copenhagen Wolves, they have to wonder. And, well, I don't think they're wondering too much, seeing as how Glaive is sitting back in T-spawn right now. I think they're pretty convinced that they're going to try and just save on this round, try and save these weapons. Despite having money to buy up in the next round, they realize now it's too far ticked. 3D Max, they caught us off guard. They caught us out of position. We were not, after so many rounds of 3D Max going so slowly, it was a great time for 3D Max to just go for a straight YOLO push and get it done. Just run up there, and you only had Pimp holding on A slope. Only had Pimp holding on A slope with Kierby and Pit. The rest of Copenhagen Wolves were on this side of the map when everybody from 3D Max are already rushing up the site. That was perfect from 3D Max. That was very well done. And not allowing Pip to get a frag either. That was also crucial. Because if Pip somehow from A slope manages to get 1 kill, hell, 1 kill, even 2, Well, if he gets 2, that's it. It's over. But if he gets 1 kill, even that could stop things for 3D Max. Even that turns it into a favorable situation for Copenhagen Wolves for the retake. Oh, this is very nasty, though. Glaive is going to catch Reflex off guard at mid, and that's not pleasant. Despite the flashes going through, he hits that timing, just barely spots out Reflex. And that's agony right there for Reflex now. 3D Max cannot afford to lose this round. They're going to have enough money to put together a reasonable buy in the next one. Just barely. Limited nades if they go for AK armor. Depends a lot on whether they get the bomb in this round. If they lose this, though, 3D Max, it's way too close to the finish line. They can't stumble now. Copenhagen Wolves are nipping at their heels. This is all going to come down to this round practically, because the money is there for Copenhagen Wolves. It's a double setup again. They've been favoring this play here, Copenhagen Wolves, but now they decide to rotate off. They could be out of position, but Tensky through the smoke! What is going on? 2 kills through the smoke! 3rd one there, Cadian! He shuts him down. This is it, Disturbed! He gets caught out on B slope, but Tensky, he walks through, gets the first one, okay, gets the second one. Those 2 kills have just destroyed 3D Max. What? That is it. What a way to do it. He just walks in and gets 2 kills through the smoke. Over. Done. Now 3D Max, this is it. The round to win. They have to win. Tournament life on the line right now, and they're gathering up for a B play, and it's going to be Tensky once again there to ruin their day. Cadian and Tensky each getting frags, but it's a man advantage now for Copenhagen Wolves. 3D Max once again, do they decide to press the issue? Do they try and push in? It's going to be Reflex leading the charge with the CZ, but the smoke goes down, and that's got to be it. Time to back off. Look at Kjærby's position, however. Oh, and he turns away just as they could come through mid. He needs to be looking back right now. Oh, the power that he has right now, if he looks back mid, is atrocious. He will just shut them down if he just looks back mid right now. And he will. And there you go. Spots them moving out through the mid doors. That actually prompts Cadian to get into a bit of an awkward spot. It's going to be Pimp now on the B slope. He catches him with the nade in hand. Double kill for him. He gets picked off by Exart, but that's too little, too late. 30 seconds left, and Exart has to land the shot of his life on Glaive now. Glaive up close with the CZ. And there you have it. Copenhagen Wolves now on the brink. 1 round away. 1 round away from a slot at Dreamhack. And 3D Max have to force buy. 3D Max have to go for CZ armor and nades. This is it. The end of days. 3D Max, they came so far after such a fantastic start on Mirage to start this best-of-3 series. Copenhagen Wolves came back, manhandled them on Nuke, and now we're here on Dust 2. 3D Max battling for overtime. It's not done yet. They can make this happen. But what a battle, Copenhagen Wolves. This is fantastic. And again, 3D Max are going to go for the aggression. Straight up onto A site. They're putting the pressure on fast. And it's just kills, frags, left and right. Natsu with the Shrek 9. Looking for the long-range shot versus Kjærby, who is giving ground. The bomb plant will happen, however, and it's a cat plant too. Sick nade by Tensky. And that's going to nix Natsu. And now it's all about the retake. Positioning by Reflex does not pay off. And now it's all about this. Exart hiding in the smoke, using it to his advantage, dancing on the edge with the CZ. Kjærby and Tensky both so low, but they catch him out. Tensky finds him in the end, hunts him down, and there is enough time for the defuse. Copenhagen Wolves will be moving on to Dreamhack Winter. 3D Max will not be playing in the major. Given the chance, they will not make it through. Copenhagen Wolves will take it 2-1 over the Finns, and they will have the slot at Dreamhack Winter. That is it. 3D Max will not be making the cut. What a battle. What a battle. What a display. But that was fantastic. What a best of 3 to start the day, guys. And it's not over yet. It is not over yet. We have Flipside versus London Conspiracy happening next here on the channel. We'll find out who the second team will be, because this is a 4-team qualifier. 4-team qualifier for Dreamhack next week. 2 teams will move on to face off in the major event next week. So this is it. This is settling it right here. But now we know the first one, and it's going to be the Danes. Now, is it going to be the Swedes or the Nords? That's the question. Flipside versus LC coming up next here. Best of 3. That'll be in about 10 minutes time, guys. Well, actually, hold on. We need to make sure real quick before I start saying horrible things that are going to get you guys excited. But I believe, yeah, it should be in about 10 minutes time. No, 25 minutes time. My mistake, 25. It looks like they pushed it back a little bit. So 16:30. 16:30 is when our next best of 3 will start. So Flipside, LC, in half an hour's time, guys. Don't miss it. It's going to be just as good. We had one amazing best of 3 already today. Let's see what the second one will bring. I'll see you guys, every one of you. I will see you back in half an hour's time for our second best of 3.